His organization says we are dedicated fighting for the total eradication of Western civilization.
Okay. These colleges in these protests have again put out Hamas propaganda. The flyers that have been distributed call for violence. The flyers that have been distributed have the logo of an organization that has held Americans hostage.
Is that?
Were you trying to eradicate Western civilization?
No, I was
Were
protesting.
you occupying buildings?
I was protesting.
Were you fomenting
violence?
violence? A clear threat to the United States. And if you want the United States to be overrun by radicals the way Europe has, be my guest. But I think the president needs to stand up for the integrity of the United States.
What is the threat?
The threat of our country being, and our college campuses being overrun by radicals who are trying to run Jewish kids off of campuses and anybody else who disagree. Yes, they are.
Guys, CNN is pretty much pro-terrorism at this point because this guy, Mahmoud Khalil, they are trying to defend this guy because what Trump is doing is he's trying to revoke the green card and deport this individual.
Mahmoud Khalil. Khalil is an international graduate student born and raised in Syria. In 2023, he interned at UNRWA, the UN organization defunded by the US government for its affiliation with Hamas. During the encampment, Khalil acted as lead negotiator for the pro-terror student group Columbia University Apartheid Divest. On March 9th, 2025, Khalil was arrested by ICE.
A spokesperson with the Department of Homeland Security released a statement. They claim he, quote, led activities aligned to Hamas, a designated terrorist organization.
They're having meltdowns about this. This is a person who is straight up anti-America. He said so himself. Scott Jennings, of course, is on this panel of a bunch of left-wing lunatics who love to defend anything that's stupid as hell to defend, and they're doing the same thing again today. Let's go ahead and react to this.
A resident alien, he can be deported under U.S. law for if the Secretary of State has any reasonable ground to believe he would have a potentially serious adverse foreign policy consequence. And you mentioned the student organization. The student organization put out. Let me finish.
But before you move on, because I think that's a really important point, right? That's the statute that they're using.
Yeah.
Have you seen any evidence to suggest that there is actually a serious reason to believe that this student is going to be a threat to national security?
I mean, I've certainly watched the abomination that's gone on at Columbia and Barnard and other places, and I will just tell you,
to national security.
and I'll just tell you that
I'm not going to let you move on because this is the
yeah. I'll tell you why it's a threat to national security if you let me answer you.
Well, Scott.
Yeah, you're just talking about I'm not going to let you move on. You're not even letting him talk. What do you mean move on? He's trying to continue on the same point, but you're just talking over him. Classic left-wing tactic, which is a bunch of BS. Like, he's not pivoting. He's literally talking about the subject if you would give him a damn chance.
No.
Okay.
His organization says we are dedicated fighting for the total eradication of Western civilization.
Okay.
Okay. Full stop. The total eradication of Western civilization. That sounds like a national security threat to me. Am I the snowflake here? Total eradication. These people are so stupid.
He's not a citizen. He doesn't need to be here.
You just described him having viewpoints that you disagree with. Again, is that enough to have someone lose their rights in this country?
He has viewpoints that, in my opinion...
Viewpoints, the eradication of the entire Western civilization is simply a viewpoint that we disagree with? That doesn't make absolutely any sense. And you're not even talking about a citizen. This is a green card holder. Okay, this isn't some local who happens to be some radical. This is a person that's not from this country. Your First Amendment rights are for citizens. You can't just say, you can't be some foreign national, come over here and say whatever the hell you want. Like, yeah, we're going to destroy America. And then it's like everything cool. Like, hey, just let them say what they're going to say. Like, it don't matter. Like, that's stupid as hell. There is some level of inherent sense of loyalty when you're an actual citizen. If you're not, then there is not. You're not even a member of the country. Why would you care about the country? You might want the destruction of a country. So if somebody tells you that they want to destroy the country, why the hell wouldn't you believe them and that they're a serious threat? Just because they haven't flew a freaking plane into a building yet, they're not considered a threat? Like, are you an idiot?
Jeopardize the security of the United States.
But how?
He is obviously a radical who is here to foment.
No, he's not a radical at all. He's not a radical at all. He's not a radical at all.
Violence against the United States government.
Get the hell out! Get out! Get out!
Get out!
Okay.
Let's
Has he
destroy Western
committed violence
He's not a radical at all. I hope you guys heard.
against the United States government?
You're saying
Scott?
eradicate
Has he
Western
committed-
civilization doesn't make you a
Scott,
radical?
Has he acted in any way that is
I think he
violence
does.
against the United States government, as you just said?
I think these protests and the violence they have fomented and the
I think that is, when you're talking about actual U.S. citizens, it's okay to just have like monitoring, like, okay, we think this person's kind of crazy. When you're talking about foreigners from other countries, green card holders, or, you know, just straight up illegal aliens in whatever shape, and if they're not considered illegal because they have a green card, but they're not a national, I think it's okay to be like, look, we believe you are a threat. You're out of here. Why the hell is this something we're defending? This isn't even an American. Are you guys joking?
Intimidation and fear against the Jewish kids on these campuses is absolutely an act of
But you're-
insurrection against the United
Okay,
States.
all right.
I don't think
Free
any-
American speech, Scott. That's enough.
Look,
Yes.
Look, what they have engaged in is a clear threat to the United States. And if you want the United States to be overrun by radicals the way Europe has,
What is
be
the-
my guest.
what
But I
is-
think the president needs to
but
stand up for
Scott-
the integrity of the
Scott,
United
what
States.
is the threat?
The threat of our
The
country
threat
being
is a
and our college
is-
campuses being overrun by radicals who are trying to run Jewish kids off of campuses
So-
and
They're
not
anybody
trying to
else.
Why is she acting so obtuse as if she hasn't seen people saying death to America, burning flags, taking the United States flag down and putting up freaking Palestinian flags, saying pro-Hamas? I mean, there's so much stuff, shutting down entire campuses, not allowing Jewish students to pass, attacking Jewish students, attacking Jewish staff. Like, this doesn't make any sense, guy. I don't understand these stupid hills that these radical left Democrat types on TV love to die on. I just don't get it.
Jewish
Disagree?
kids
Yes,
are-
they
Oh,
are.
yes,
In
they are.
UCLA.
No,
In
they're not.
UCLA.
First of all,
they wouldn't even
they
let
were-
them go to class.
First of all, they were
Columbia is an abomination.
First of all, there were violent counter protests at UCLA that were done by Jewish organizations.
No, both sides.
Oh,
This
my God.
anti-Semitism is a scourge on
oh
this
my
country. Do
gosh.
not
It
both
absolutely
sides.
is.
Is that it is not clear that this particular student has engaged in the specific actions that he was talking about. And you've shown me no evidence of that either.
Okay, well, guess what? He is not a citizen. If he were a
Boom.
citizen, I might feel differently. He's a guest in this country.
Exactly.
It's my view,
So in other
and
words,
it's the
you
Trump
don't have
administration.
proof, but it doesn't matter.
No, I didn't walk in here with my gumshoe investigative case, Abby. But here's what I do think: this guy's
Well,
running
you're
an
saying that-
organization at Columbia
Well,
that
you're
has
saying that
ruined
you're
two
saying that
solid
someone
years
should
of people's
be
lives.
deported
Yes.
based on allegations that you have not substantiated.
I think he should be deported based on what
Okay.
the Trump administration
You
has
think he
already
should be
identified. He is a threat to the
deported
national
based
security.
on-
of the United States.
Based
here's
on
the
his affiliation.
statute you quoted. It's an obscure statute, old statute that's being used, is about being against U.S. foreign policy, right?
And the Secretary of State reserves the authority to revoke the green card or the visa of an individual who serves as an actually, it says right here, reasonable grounds to believe that the alien's presence or activities in the United States would have potentially serious adverse foreign policy consequences to the United States. And I think siding with Hamas makes that quite clear. Secretary Rubio exercised that authority, and we fully believe that we are going to move forward with more arrests, as President Trump previewed in his statement yesterday.
So, for example, when I was part of protests in Miami, when the Clinton administration and Janet Reno returned Elian Gonzalez to Cuba, is that...
Were you trying to eradicate Western civilization?
No, I was trying to stop the U.S. government, and I was protesting against what the U.S. government had done. I was
Were you
protesting,
occupying buildings?
I was protesting.
Were you fomenting
I was
violence?
doing
Boom.
what that,
Were you inciting others to engage in
I was doing
violence?
what that
Good.
statute
Were you
said.
chasing
I was
people
against
around?
U.S. foreign policy.
Were you
at the time.
intimidating people?
Okay,
We
Scott.
were shutting
No.
down streets. For
My
them.
view is that we're in a fight for the future of Western civilization. This guy's on the wrong side of it, and he don't need to be here.
And if the,
Boom. Cook. Like, don't let these dumb leftists even try it. These freaking contrary, these freaking losers, you gotta be a loser to defend stuff like, you gotta be just straight stupid as hell to defend people that literally hate the country. They want people dead. They don't just want the country to fall. They want the people in it to fall too. They want the people in it to suffer and die. If you've been through enough of life and you ran into enough of these people, I done met some of these people in person. I done seen the way they move, the way they act. They love blood and death of their enemies. This is what they are taught. It is very unfortunate, but it is the fact of the matter. And I'm not trying to hear a bunch of freaking sympathy for somebody that's not even a U.S. citizen. Some of these dummies talking about, man, U.S. citizens are going to be next. Shut the hell up. You can't deport. Give me one example before you could be next. Shut up. People have been deporting all of these foreigners for ages, including under Democrat presidencies. This is one of the stupidest arguments. Now all of a sudden Trump is a boogeyman for deportations of people that want to destroy all of Western civilization. I can't even do this video no more. I'm getting freaking salty. I'm about to be freaking cussing up a storm, and I try to keep it nice and PG over here when I can. But guys, let me know what you think. You think we should let the guy who wants to destroy Western civilization stay in the country? Because, I mean, we could probably trust him, right? You know, just open your heart to the guy who wants to, you know, destroy America. He hasn't done it yet, so it's okay. That's what these dummies are saying. It's so stupid. I'm so tired of this, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate y'all watching the Black Anomaly. Why is the channel? I'm out.
A bunch of radical lunatics, and we're getting them out. Radical lunatics, and we're getting them out.